Welcome back, Sinner, to another bit of Cobral Confessions. And yes, we're playing some World of Warcraft. I know, bold of me. But we are doing just that. And, well, what can I say? It's been a while since I played this game. Back at it again with more joyous bits and bobs. By bits and bobs, I of course mean Warlock shenanigans, because yes, we're playing some Warlock. Because why not? Very much a 'cause I can sort of basis, really. And, hey, Warlock's fun. Ignore the literal demon, apparently, it's just right there. I am sure that is fine. But yeah, so I guess where to start? We've not talked for a while, have we? Just you and I like this. And there's a few reasons. How should we say I ended up feeling a lot worse after that last video I did. For various reasons. So, you know, wasn't the greatest feeling. Well, how should we say, I was really not the best of ways. And I have to be honest. I really was not feeling like talking about how I was doing at the time. It wasn't doing... I just wasn't doing well, I'll be honest. I really wasn't.
How are you?
But, you know what? We're doing alright. So I thought of a cough today. But, yeah, I've definitely not been doing well, I think. Be a good way of putting it. So I had to sort of stop, decide what I wanted to do, and then really just figure out if I wanted to keep doing these, or if there was, you know, something else I wanted to do. And, you know, what was I thinking? Oh yeah, so obviously I've been trying to just sort of get back to my old self again, in some way or another. Not very successfully, I might add, but hey. You know, sometimes I realise I've just not been doing that. I really haven't. I really have not been where I'd like. And, you know, I think in time, I guess I've been in this awkward position, right? Where I suppose I'm fumbling my words here, but I suppose I've really just not been great. And I've struggled to do this video, honestly. This is the second attempt where I've honestly struggled a bit. You know, I thought I got over the struggle, but no, the struggle is very real, unfortunately, and it's only going to continue. Which is a shame, but, you know, I think it really is just partly how I've been recently. I've really just not been at my best. If I've repeated myself at all today, I do apologise. Sorry, I'm trying not to cough too much, but it has been. It has just been one of them days where. Well, no, that's not today. No, I tell a lie. No, today has not been too bad. It's just recently, in general, has just been rougher than I would care to for. This is where Cobral Confessions talk. Sorry, I realise I'm trying to figure out sentence here, but you can see why I've held off on doing this, and this version may or may not get out there. We'll figure that out later. But, in short, I guess, in short, I've had to kind of find what I've been enjoying and not enjoying doing this. Because I've definitely not been enjoying things as much as I wish I was. God knows I really have not been enjoying things as much. But, you know what, folks, I think I'm slowly getting myself back together. But, my god, it's taken some time. And it has taken some real... It's not been quick, I think. It's definitely not been a quick affair to kind of slowly but surely cheer myself up a bit. I'm being vague here, I know, but I don't want to go too far into it. Just needless to say, there's reasons I've just not been me. And I guess I've had to figure out what is me again a little bit. It's something that happens quite often. Regrettably, I really wish it didn't, because it sucks every time. But, you know, this format's been divisive for me, in a way. On one hand, I've found it at least, you know, therapeutic to sit here and talk about how I'm feeling. Or try and talk about how I'm feeling, and then fail miserably at it. Because, as you can probably tell, sometimes I don't know how to really talk about it. And I guess as well, there's a small part of me that's like always a bit worried about what people will think, or shit like that. I should be far more open about how I'm feeling sometimes. I've been often told I need to, you know, I need to stop hiding behind a mask, but I guess that's a bit harder for me, because putting a mask on and hiding oneself has honestly been something I'm too used to doing. Very used to doing it. It's just how I am. Always been. And it's very difficult, I guess, to really break that habit. Because, I mean, it's just my normal. So I guess breaking that norm is one of my many challenges I have at the minute. There are other challenges that are far more personal, but breaking that one is, yeah, a long-term project for me. And I guess these are a way I've been kind of trying to do it. I'm gonna make things hard for myself. I might as well do something purposeful with it. I guess, you know? Just talk frankly with people. But I suppose what I'm getting at is, once again, Cobral has been in a rougher place than he'd like. But you know what? I think I need to try and be less isolated. I do want to try and reach out to people a bit more if I can. I want to try my hardest, at least, to, I guess, not be totally alone and try and at least not leave myself in a position where I feel completely lost, you know? But I guess, you know, I need to try and, you know, see if I can arrange a few more things. The collabs were nice, you know, I enjoyed that quite a bit. And I need to find excuses to not just do things on my own, you know? I think it might be quite nice to just find people to stream with, I think. There's definitely a couple of people I want to ask if they're interested. And honestly, I think it'd be kind of nice if I get some, even off stream, honestly. I think just, I want to try and do some things a bit more semi-regularly, I guess. I want to, I don't always sat there on my own all the time, you know? But it, obviously, people got their own lives, they got their own stuff going on, so probably appreciate that, you know, they're not always going to be available, which is fine, it's be reasonable. It do be completely reasonable, but I would like to try and find time to do things with a group, you know, to, even if it's just playing a game with friends, or, like, even if it's something like, I don't know, fucking Helldivers, which, you know, is looking interesting. I do have some reservations about Helldivers at the minute, but the game's still decent in many ways. It's just some people in the community, apparently. But yeah, this isn't a drama channel. I ain't gonna get into it. If you know, you know. If you don't, you'll find out, probably. But you know, just games I play with friends. Honestly, I really do want to start planning a few more things I can do with friends. It'd just be nice, and it sounds really basic and simple, but genuinely, there's just so many times where I've just been completely on my own, and really, I didn't have to be. I chose to be on my own for some reason or other, which sometimes, I'll be honest, I really just want to be on my own, some days. But other times I honestly would quite like, I would quite like to, not to be on my own some days. Well, yeah, playing this again's been nice, honestly. It was a weird one. I just kind of felt like I wanted to play it. And Age of Wonders, actually. I want to play with Age of Wonders again. Just had an expansion or something now. Hopefully the game's not too loud, by the way. It's one thing about this format, it is a bit, I'm going to get used to, is, like, kind of doing all this at once. It has its benefits, but it also does have its kind of, does cause a bit of a problem sometimes. I guess multitasking like this, where I'm kind of, I guess it's a bit like streaming in a way, when I think about it. That's the closest thing this format kind of falls into. There's a bit of a, it's like I'm streaming, but also I'm kind of, you know. But, you know, it's, the more I do this, I think the easier it'll get, where I just kind of figure out my shit. But I think the games like this aren't terrible. It has to be like, I think I'm realizing it needs to be games where there's not too much chatting, there's not too much like... The cough is not helping, of course. I will try and edit some of these coughs out, but I apologize in advance if I fail. But definitely some games like this, it's probably dubious. So there's a bit of talk in the game. But I guess... What else am I doing at the minute? But, what was it? Yeah, so... I think, like, this might be a potential thing I want to do on stream. I think I do want to find some games where I can just... that aren't super story heavy, that I can just yap and do it as I go. Like, Red Dead's been fun. It's definitely been fun. But it's also... how to say? It's also been taking up a lot of kind of time, and also, I guess... Whereas, I mean, this one's a story, but I would say it's not like as pivotal, right? There's not as many cutscenes, there's not as many... Sorry, I'm getting distracted again. God damn it. That is one thing I think doing Dark Tide was a little easier, because there's a lot less being talked at, which makes it so easy to talk when you're not being talked at. But yeah, something I think, in all honesty, something that I do want to try and get better at is just multitasking. But I also realise I need to not overdo it. I think that's perhaps one of my greatest weaknesses of them all, is how much I will overdo something and it will burn me out like nothing else. Because at the end of the day, if I'm just constantly burning myself out, it's gonna bite me. It's gonna bite me, it's gonna affect my longevity, affect my just everything. And also just it'll be fun for you guys. At the end of the day, I don't want to... Well, I think, all in all, things are getting better. They're definitely getting better, I think. That's a takeaway I want to leave you with, chat. I'm still not calling you guys chat. But I definitely want to say this. All in all, things are getting better. They might not always feel like they're getting better, but they are getting better. It's just... God, it takes a while to get to that point of feeling better, eh? But, hey... little by little, things get easier, and... at some point I will figure out how to get to the fucking point. But I suppose, to wrap this one off, my utter fucking ramble... I've not been great, and it's why I haven't made any videos for a while. I'm going to try my best to keep making stuff, even if sometimes I'm not 100% if I'm happy with it. I guess it's two fronts, right? I want to make sure I'm happy with it, but I also want to make sure I actually deliver something to you. But at least I have to keep a standard, right? I have to keep a certain level where I'm happy with what I'm putting out. Because at the end of the day, if I'm not happy with what I'm putting out, then how can I give you know, how can I turn around and say that, hey, give me your time of day? Like, I can't. I just can't. For me to demand or even request your time of day in any way, shape, or form, I've got to at least give you a reason to be here, right? I've got to give you a reason. I've got to actually make it worth your while. So, I'm going to try to, chat. Damn it, senders. I'm going to try to. But bear with me over this next month. April, I'm thinking, will be better. It's my birthday. But also, I'm on holiday a little bit in April. I'll probably still be live, don't worry, I'll still be streaming, I'll still be doing stuff. But I'll have some time, I'll have 2 weeks where I won't have to go to the fucking day job. And that will definitely chirp me up quite a bit. So, you know, when that happens, things will get better. Even more so. In short, I will see you all next time, and hopefully next time will be a bit sooner than this time. I will hopefully have this edited together soonish, though it might be well, let's just say next week. It's the 9th for me now, but for you, it may be a bit later, depending on how quickly I get this done. Well, that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you've somehow enjoyed yourself. Even though it's mostly been how fucking depressed I've been today. Or recently, rather. But I hope you still had a good time, regardless. And whatever you choose to do today, make it something fun for you, eh? Make it something fun for you, and make it something that you're happy with. That's all I ask. Make it a fun thing for you. Right, anyway, I'm gonna let you go now, so take care of yourselves. I will see you all, depending on when you see this, it'll be on a Tuesday, so I'll guess whenever Tuesday you see this on, I will see you in the day or so. And hopefully by the time you're watching this, I am in even better mood. Until then, good night, sinners. I'll see you in a little bit. Bye.